Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Toaster, but you can call me Dean. And today, I am going to be reading Am I the Asshole? Gonna fucking myself. My editor, at HongSavYT, or better known as Savannah, has put together a list of Am I the Asshole? So, let's get right into it. Am I the asshole for making a girl at school cry? Yes. A girl at school wanted one of my icebreaker mints, and I told her no. Later, I heard her opening my bag, so I flicked her hand, so she shrieked, "Did you just flick my boob?" So I said, "Can't flick what doesn't exist." She ran off crying. Starting off fucking strong. Honestly, no, you ain't the asshole there. That's funny as fuck, and especially if you, like, she, like, said that shit out loud, like, yelled it. She deserved that shit. Honestly, she deserved it. Am I the asshole for making fun of my boyfriend's penis? Yes. Hands down, yes. Up front, my boyfriend has an awesome penis. It's not huge or anything. About 7 inches we measured, and fairly girthy. But it is really even comically small when it's flaccid. Like 2 inches. Why the fuck are you sharing this information on the internet? You're just waiting for somebody to bully your boyfriend, bro. Holy shit. In the privacy of our relationship, I playfully make fun of it all the time, and he doesn't mind because he knows that he pleases me in bed. However, he has complained in the past about how much he hates locker room moments when other dudes see it and assume he's hung like a grape even though he is not. So the other night, we were having dinner with friends and played a game, and when we pull word cues out of a hat. One of the cues was something like things that are short, and I write down my boyfriend's penis. They were all really loud when it was revealed that I wrote that particular answer, and the root explodes into laughter. My boyfriend tries to brush it off. "Oh, you got me, haha," and laughs with everyone else. Then one of my boyfriend's male friends, who goes to the gym with him, slaps him on the back and tells him, "Oh, we've all seen it. We still love you, bro." More laughter. After we get back to his place, my boyfriend tells me that it bothers him that his friends think of him as a small guy because all they had seen is a flaccid penis in the locker room. I fucking hate this so much. He said that they've made fun of him in the past and that he had to brush it off for years because he feels that denying it would make it a bigger deal out of it than it is and has to silently take it. He said that by making the joke, all I have done was reinforce the perception that it will just fuel the teasing. He wasn't mad, just disappointed. He said that he would never make fun of me if I had something unappealing about my body because he would never want to give me a negative impression about myself, that he would tell me I was beautiful no matter what. I felt really, really bad when he said that. I apologize and things are fine now, but I think that maybe he's blowing this out of proportion. Am I the asshole, or should he maybe not take this so seriously? Girl, let's have a chat. It is just something, probably not something to joke about. It's somebody's body, and he said he's sensitive about it. So I say, you are the asshole. At least he knows he pleases you in bed. And hey, maybe you're not like the last one. He probably gives a bomb ass. I cut that. Jesus fucking Christ. Am I the asshole for keeping tampons in my bathroom even though I'm a single straight man? So I, 25 male, single, straight, and male, single, and straight. Jesus fucking Christ. However, I sometimes have guests in my home, and these guests are sometimes women, who I understand to be people who have periods and sometimes need supplies for this affliction. This man is fucking weird. I don't like him already. He's pissing me off. As a result, I keep tampons in my bathroom, despite the fact that I'm a single, straight man. Again, what the fuck is up with that? My bro, we get it. You're straight and single and a male. You think we forgot? Not all of us have dementia. Jesus Christ. Do not need them for myself. I guess you could consider this selfless. Jesus Christ, you probably watch a lot of Andrew Tate. My God. Anyway, my friend, 25 male, straight, in a relationship, and his girlfriend, 25 female, fat, came to my apartment. Where I live alone the other day. At some point, this girlfriend, in parentheses, fat, needed to use the bathroom. I'm not sure if it was a deal with the period situation or something else, as I did not ask. She came out of the bathroom, shrieking at me, yelling about how creepy and weird it was for a single man to keep feminine products in his bathroom. She screamed at me for 1 hour. This was confusing to me because I have been told by every woman I have ever met that keeping tampons in one's bathroom is the only thing a straight man has to do in order to be a good person. Also, my favorite book is The Bell Jar, and my favorite film director is Greta Gerwig. Also, I am 6'4". Am I the asshole? Yes and no. Am I the asshole for calling my wife a fat after she admitted to cheating on me? No. I'm using pseudonyms, and I only made this account to ask this question. I, 53 male, have 4 kids with my wife, Karen, 52 female. I understand that in the looks department, I'm far from the man she married. I'm 228 pounds at 6'2", and bald. But in the looks department, Karen had also changed. She's over 300 pounds at 5'9", her boobs are saggy, she's wrinkled, and her formerly blonde hair is now gray. I thought she was sexy as she is. She was the one turning down sex. Recently, I woke up in the early morning to Karen's phone vibrating. The contact name was listed as a female friend I know, but I saw 7 missed calls. I figured it may have been an emergency. I tried to wake Karen, but she wouldn't buzz. The phone started vibrating again, so I answered. There was a man's voice that was begging for my wife to talk to him. As soon as I spoke, he hung up, so I did a bad thing and looked through her phone. Found proof of an affair with a young man. Didn't recognize. The proof included nudes from him and nudes she sent him. When Carrie naturally woke up, I confronted her. She confessed to the affair with Dick, 27 male. She said it was just sexual, and she wanted to feel desired by a man who wasn't obligated to desire her. She was crying and apologizing. I called her a fat, and I left her house. My sister-in-law, Vicky, 47 female, called me on the phone to tell me how I hurt her sister's feelings by calling her fat. Vicky said that Karen is my wife and the mother of my children, so I shouldn't speak to her that way. I called my Vicky a skinny, wrinkled, and she said her husband, Gene, 49 male, will beat me up if she tells him what I said to her. Now her side of the family is mad at me. Am I the asshole? Ooh, that's a heavy one. That's a... I guess it really depends on how you perceive the proper reaction to finding out your wife is cheating on you. I personally think you're not the asshole. Hey! So, it's been almost a month. Hey! Am I the asshole for sleeping naked on top of the covers to teach my flatmate's girlfriend a lesson? Huh? So I, 21 guy, live with my childhood best friend, 22, also a guy. Gay. And I've done for 2 years now. Up until last week, things were perfect between us. However, we recently got a new girlfriend. He recently got a new, not we, y'all are not sharing. However, we recently got a new girlfriend. I did it again. I think I'm dying. However, he recently got a new girlfriend, 23, lady, and she honestly seems absolutely great, except for one thing. She seemingly has a complete aversion to knocking. She and I have quite a lot in common, and I actually like spending time with her. However, it bugs the hell out of me when she just barges into my room without knocking first. Now, she's never walked in on me doing anything untoward. I usually just chilling on my bed or studying on my desk. However, on at least 7 separate occasions now, she's done it first thing in the morning to ask if I want coffee. I sleep naked. Every time prior to the last one, I've been under the covers, and she hasn't seen anything. I always point out she could have, and she just giggles and says, but I didn't. Shut the fuck up. Sorry, somebody that says, but I didn't. Anyways, when she stayed over last week in order to make a point, I intentionally slept on top of the covers. Sure enough, she barges in at 7 a.m., begins to ask if I want coffee, seems my you-know-what. She immediately backed out of the room and didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. My mate later pulled me aside and said I was bang out of order, accused me of deliberately exposing myself, and pointed out that I'd threatened to do it before. I literally just said, okay, but what if I had no covers and you saw everything before? They're now framing this to others that I'm some sick creep who intentionally got naked and lay in wait to her. That's how I get my rocks off, and I'm kind of seeing how it came to that. That way. Am I the asshole for doing that? Yes. Yeah. Low-key, you are. That's a fucking asshole move. Genuinely, that is a really big asshole move. Purposely doing that so that some woman will just walk in and, like, see you naked is fucking weird, dude. You are a genuine degenerate loser. Am I the asshole for using flashcards to explain to my brother and his wife why they can't bring their rainbow baby to my wedding? Huh? What? What? My fiance, female, and I, male, are getting married. We decided wedding's gonna be child-free. No hate towards children, just to keep it more organized and contained. That's pretty valid. Most people have, like, no child weddings. It's valid. My brother, Chris, male, and his wife, female. No shit, Sherlock. I thought they were plants. Have a 3-year-old son who everyone calls Miracle or Rainbow Baby. He came after several failed pregnancies that lasted for years. Okay, so I got the complete meaning of Rainbow Baby wrong. I'm probably really fucking stupid for that. He came after several failed pregnancies that lasted for years. When they found out that my nephew was included in the no children rule, they tried to convince me to make an exception for him. Chris told me his son is a miracle baby, and his presence at the wedding will bring blessings for me and my fiance. I refused and said no, the wedding is child-free. I told him no, and to stop. My brother told me that this might cause a rift in our relationship. I again said no, and explained that the wedding is child-free. He asked again, and pointed out how his baby is different since he's a rainbow and a miracle baby. I again said no, and explained that the wedding is child-free. They brought it up when they visited at my home, and I knew they weren't going to stop. So I made flashcards in advance with the phrase, the wedding is child-free, period. And pulled them out and started slowly showing them the flashcards, one by one in this order. The wedding is child-free, with a sticker of a bride and groom. Is child, sticker of baby. Free, with a sticker of a circle/sign. Period, with a huge black dot sticker. They both were stunned. That's kind of fucking childish, and also really fucking iconic. That's fucking hilarious. I need to do that when I get into an argument with somebody. Just pull up flashcards and just say, fuck you. You are a bitch. Middle finger emoji. I asked if they get it now, and Chris had lost his shit. His wife had already grabbed her stuff and walked out. Chris called me an asshole for doing this and said that I disrespected him, his wife, and their son, who's my one and only nephew. He rushed out of the wedding. He rushed out after we argued. My fiance saw the whole thing and thought that it was funny, but my parents and Chris are livid beyond measure. They're texting everyone about the amount of disrespect and mockery I displayed towards them, and I'm being told to fix it now. Man, don't fix it. Pull out more flashcards. Yeah, flashcards will show him how it's done. That's fucking hilarious, dude. That's genuine. That's iconic. Honestly, you're not an asshole. You're funny. Final one. Am I the asshole for spending my son's university fund on a trip to Europe to drink beer like I always threatened instead of giving it to his stepbrother after he passed away? Yes. That's a no questions asked. Yes, you're a fucking asshole for that. My son was smart, smarter than me. I always requested a paternity test because he was so damn intelligent. That is a joke. My ex and I divorced when he was about 12. She remarried when he was 14. I did when he was 16. I had an RESP set up for him. That's an education fund in Canada. As long as he went for post-secondary education, he could use the money for anything. I always told him that I was okay with him not going to university. That way I could use the money. I'd saved up for him to go to Belgium and buy some beer from monks that only allow you to buy one case. He knew I was joking and he always played along. He wouldn't let me get his goat. When he got accepted to McGill, it was the proudest moment of my life. I took him out for beer to celebrate his achievement and mourn the loss of my trip to Europe. My son was struck and killed by a drunk driver in March. Holy fucking shit. I'm dealing with it. My ex is dealing with it. My wife has been nothing but my rock. She's holding me up. I was dealing with the funeral arrangements and everything when my ex came to talk to me about his money. She knew he had a scholarship and he was going to use the money for living expenses and an emergency fund. She asked me what I was going to do with it. I said I was going to do what I always said I would. I was going to Europe to drink beer. She asked me if she could have it for her stepson. I thought about it and said no. Valid. Her husband is a decent enough person, but he made it clear that he wasn't responsible for any expenses for my son. Beyond food and shelter and stuff, obviously. Like I said, he's decent. Said I was not going to do that. I was going to drink beer in my son's honor. She says I'm wasting thousands of dollars, and I guess I am. I have to give back to the government a portion of the fund, but I don't care. My ex thinks I'm being stupid and irresponsible, wasting my son's money like this. I don't care. My son would laugh his ass off if he knew I actually did it. Alrighty, folks, I think that'll be it for today. I thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it all. Bye.